Welcome, welcome to another episode of Coaching for Coaches. My name is Denise Walsh, and I feel like today's story is going to resonate with so many of us because oftentimes we have this dream, this idea, this next step that's been brewing for quite a while, and we don't know what to do with it. You know what I mean? Like, you've been given this inspiration, you know you want to support the world in a new way, and then we ask ourselves the question, now what? And often that now what includes a few things. I know for me, when I was getting started, not only in my network marketing journey, but in my coaching journey, after my clinical psychology days, right? I had to learn entrepreneurship. And so that next step for me meant learning new skills, learning what buttons to press on a Facebook ad, learning copywriting or design, or learning like the business side of what it takes to be a coach. Sometimes it can be like, I want to be a coach and I want to add value to a new way, and how do I know I'm a good coach? How do I have tools in my toolbox that I know can support transformation? There's a lot of questions and a lot of self-doubt that can come up when we are faced with this big dream and this big goal. And so our next guest is going to share with us how she went from this space of like, I have this idea, now what, into actually executing. And you're going to be able to see in just these few short years, if not just these few short months, all of the things that she's been able to create, launch, and support her clients with. So big welcome to Angie Harmon. Yay, the crowd goes wild.
Hi, thank you.
All right, so before we get
Yeah,
into what you're doing now, I'd love to hear a bit about what got you started to begin with. Why did you have this
okay.
spark of an idea that you wanted to become a coach?
I wanted to become a coach because during my client sessions previously for being a psychic medium at fairs and everywhere else, oh great, it's raining on me. Um, anyways, so I noticed I was teaching and I was helping people go from trying to figure out where they were in their lives to where they wanted to go. And I realized not only was I using my intuitive gifts for this, but I was actually coaching them for whatever they were going through. So that's where it started at. And so I had been doing that originally since 2010. And when I realized that there were coaching programs out, I started with this idea 2 years ago, exactly in April. So in 2023, I saw another coaching person show up on screen. And then later that fall, I saw Denise. I didn't have I love Denise's program, the 90-day U-turn. And I'm like, I want to take that. I have this great idea. She says she can help. And she has this step-by-step procedure on how to get from some self-sabotage and unstuck to getting to where you need to go. And then she also has the Dream Life coaching business attached. And I'm like, oh, I still want to do that. Did not happen because I did not have the money, but I stayed following you, Denise. And a year later, I was able to join up. And so you were able to help me get unstuck of like, how do I structure my program? How exactly do I want to incorporate the emotional freedom technique, Reiki, because I'm a Reiki master with the energy healing and my intuitive gifts into whatever workflow, because I had it sporadic and then you helped me put it into order. And uh, I had a beta program, and I'm also with my new program starting up in a couple of weeks or so, where I was like so thoroughly enjoying myself with the light bulbs going off with my two beta clients. And I was just amazed at how they were so easily, after just a couple months working with me and still working with me in the program, how they kept manifesting what they wanted in their lives. One
So
person was,
hold on one sec. We're
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
get
I
to that.
know,
We're gonna
right?
get to that. I know. Hold on. Yeah, it works. It's powerful, which is why we love it so stinking much. But I hear you
Uh-huh.
saying a few things. Number one, you realized, oh, I already am coaching. Like, wait a
Exactly.
minute, I already am impacting people. They come to me for support and advice. I already am coaching people. I want to make sure that I'm a great coach, that I have the skill
Exactly.
to take people from where they are now to where they want to be. So step one was like, all right, I want to be an excellent coach and I want to have all these tools in my toolbox that I can pull out. And then the second thing I heard you say was, how do I package everything I do and actually
Exactly.
get it out into the world? And so in Dream Life Coaching, we're able to do both. We're able to support you in being an excellent coach with all the tools in the toolbox and step by step say, all right, how do you take all of those ideas, package it in a way that you can then sell to clients to help them on their path too? So before you signed up for Dream Life Coaching, I'd love to hear some of the confusion that was going on. What were some of the sticking
Okay.
points that made it tricky to do it on your own?
I felt like imposter syndrome, definitely. Can I really charge someone this much? And because I see other people charging for a lot more than what I charge, and they're getting clients. And so there was that. There was, can I really do this? Is this really feasible? I mean, where are the funds going to come from to pay for the overhead, pay for the advertising? What do I need to do? I'm so confused. Where do I start? Do I start just throwing content out there? And then the other catch is, how do I put content out there without giving away my program? And then it was just a matter of balancing. I can teach about certain concepts. I don't have to explain how we get from A to B. I can lead you through that. And so I can explain what the divine flow code is. I can explain what the four masks are. I can explain how self sabotage works. And I love what I learned with you in 54321 to get things done, because
Yeah.
that was another thing. The fear of getting stuck and fear of just being in the public eye on Facebook and Instagram was like, how would I respond to people on my comments and stuff? And so far, it's been nothing but positive. I'm
Isn't
like,
that
what
funny?
did I
All
have
the
to fear
fear
about?
that we have. So a couple fears. There was some insecurity, like comparisonitis, right?
Hmm.
Imposter syndrome, which is totally normal, no matter where you are in this space. It's easy for
Hmm.
to fall into that. And then fear of like, there's so many options. What step do I take next? And I think that's why having a coaching community is super helpful, because we're able to say, this is the top priority, and then this, and then this, and then this. So you don't
Hmm.
need to feel like you got to get it all done yesterday, right? You're able
Yes,
to step by step complete the
it's
program, get
structured.
your skills. Yeah, there's structure and a flow. And then because of that, you're doing it more confidently. What I found, at least for me when I was doing it, is if without a support system or a coach, it'd be easy to take a step, but then second guess that step. Is that right?
Hmm.
I don't
Exactly.
know. But now that you've got the community and Dream Business and the support and the step-by-step plan, you've created your program. You've launched
Hmm.
your beta. You've
Hmm.
created your philosophy, the Divine Flow Code. Tell us about it.
So the divine flow code is learning where you are now, where you want to go, and then taking the actions and the steps and using the tools that I give you and teach you and certify you in to make lifestyle changes. Because once you start learning, it's going to be something you're going to do for the rest of your life. It's not a one and done fix.
Right.
But then you have all these extra tools in your belt to release past traumas, help you reframe your mind from negative thinking to more positive thinking. Because the more when you elevate yourself, the vibrational frequency of yourself, when it's in a more positive state, when you take action, okay, especially, that's when it starts manifesting to you in return. You start seeing the signs and symbols from divine synchronicity from the universe, from God, showing you that you are on the right path. And I loved how that like just clicked for me when I went to your retreat in Destin and I met all those wonderful women and I miss them so much. I want to go to another one. But the Divine Fly code is just basically a stepping stone along the river of your emotions and your vibration. And step one is defining where you are. Step 2 is getting your skill set built up, developing your armor, developing your path, figuring out where you want to go, and then putting everything into action. So then that way, when you are done with the program, if you have any questions, you just go back to the beginning and work through it.
The
Work through it
divine
with all
flow
the
code,
tools.
when I imagine it, it reminds me of just raising your entire being's vibration, in a sense. Like, not only do you know what you want, you believe it's possible, but you've got the steps and you're taking action from this new place. And when you do
Correct.
that, magic seems to happen. The
It just
house
seems to
goes
like
up. The next
instantly
step is there.
manifest.
Yeah, it's amazing. And so you've been teaching the divine flow code to
Yes.
your clients, teaching them how to get into this higher vibe state, which impacts all areas of their life. So tell us about some of the results they've seen.
Oh my gosh, my favorite is Mona. Okay. And and honestly, I'm jealous of her, but I also got to remind myself she is in a different circle than I am. And I have been so blessed to learn from her as well, because we kind of teach each other how things go. So what happened with her is we met in Ireland, and she's like, "You teach how to listen to the universe? Well, I bet they're screaming at me." It's like, "No, they're not screaming. You're just not recognizing the signs." Like, and then I showed her the numbers book, and I showed her my favorite one, which was 222. Everything is working out for all those involved. Let go, let God. Everyone's being taken care of, including you. And so I was having card issues, mind you, while I was on this trip. Nothing was working. I knew I had to go get some extra cash. So I told her, "Hey, I'm paying for the Uber ride. If you don't mind me taking a stop, come on, hop with me." We went to the ATM, and I got just $200 out, for tips, whatever. And I was laughing at when I got the receipt. She's like, "What's going on? Remember what I told you about 4 hours ago? Look at the receipt. 222 period 22 with the surcharge, whatever it is, the transfer fees for US to the pounds or euros." And she's like, "Holy cow." So she got to see that just by having a conversation with me, and then seeing the physical evidence of being in the divine flow code. And then, of course, my cards worked after that. That was fun. Um, so that happened just so she could see that, and also to get me more comfortable with talking about what happens. And then she comes into my program. She was having a difficult time getting her intuition tuned in, and realized that she could listen to the meditations and meet her guides and angels on her own. But having that feedback from me made a huge difference to confirm that she was actually hearing from her guides and angels from God. And then we started changing her mindset, from a negative thing to changing it into a positive, and using that formula. I told her about the cyclical part of the law of attraction, how it keeps working. You just got to keep at it. And then towards the end, we combined everything I taught her and put energy towards a manifestation, towards a calendar on the date. What did she want? Because she had bills to pay, mind you. Okay. And so she listened to her intuition. After doing that, she listened to her intuition. She then reached out to one of her friends for a loan. And then she calls her brother. And she's talking to her brother because she wants to go on a trip and see him. And so she normally doesn't talk about her finances with her brother. And her brother's like, "You know what? I can give you a better deal." And that's what happened. She was able to manifest 25,000 euros at a great interest rate that she could handle in less than 48 hours. Wow. And that's why I said I'm jealous of her connections. I'm so jealous of her connections.
Well, I love too, it's the divine flow code is getting into that state of being, but then it's also taking action. But it's
exactly
not taking scattered action. It's taking intentional action, and all of that combined creates miracles. That's a beautiful story.
Thank you. Yeah. And so I'm looking forward to working with her again. She's on for another round. Awesome. And a few others. And we're going to just keep going from there. I'm going to get her feedback on what she liked in the previous version, the current version, and we're going to go from there because I'm just growing and learning as I go. And I got it just reminding myself that I am where I'm supposed to be. If there's any fears ahead, it's like, you know what? Universe will provide. God will provide me either people who will teach me what I need to know or someone I can pay to help me.
So what do you
Everything's
feel
right
like
in there, that flow.
what do you feel like has been, because this has been an idea for several years, but yet you've been able to accomplish so much and actually kick things out fairly quickly. What do you feel like was the most supportive piece of either the 90-day U-turn program, the business support? What do you feel like has been a main instigator in your action?
The support through it all, through the 90-day U-turn, with you, with the people we were working with within the group, the one-on-one coaching from your students, learning how to coach, the feedback from you, and especially the Monday coaching groups that we get together for the business, because you help us work out through our ideas. And it's not just you, we get that sounding board that we need.
Yeah.
And we support each other. And that has been the most valuable thing to me because I feel like supported. I don't feel alone in any of it.
Yeah.
And the more people I talk to, the more friendships I get, the more stories we get to share with each other. And that just continues on into my program. There are times to be like, okay, wait a minute, we've been on this tangent for 10 minutes and we got to get this teaching done tonight. Because it's just
utilizing the skills, bring it back in. But
exactly.
Feedback is powerful. I remember when I was first starting, my husband would say, well, just write things down on a chalkboard, or a whiteboard and do it. And I'm like, I am a verbal processor and I actually really want feedback from others. It's way more inspiring and exciting to do business with people, in my opinion, than just sitting by myself in my office. And so having a community to ask questions to get feedback from, I think is invaluable in a business. So you're not trying to figure it out on your own and then second guessing steps along the way.
And I apologize. I am outside with traffic because I couldn't get an internet signal where I was in this old building.
All right. I've got 2 last questions for you. So first of all, congratulations on taking action, on saying yes, on holding your dream close. I think a lot of times we have ideas and then we get discouraged or life happens and we're not sure, you know what I mean? And so to stick with it, I think that is a beautiful thing in itself. But tell us how people can get in touch with you if they want to learn about EFT or Reiki or some of the things that you mentioned. Share with us how they can get in touch with you.
You can find me on Facebook or Instagram. It is Danu Mind. So DANUMIND on Instagram. And then Danu Abundant Mind or M.Angie Harmon on Facebook. DM me, post on my page, whatever you're welcome to do, and we can set up a time to talk. I'll send you my Calendly link.
Awesome. All right. My last question is, what would you tell to somebody who has been wanting to become a coach, been wanting to add to their skills, been wanting to add value to the world in a new way, but they are maybe where you were a year or two ago, insecure, uncertain of what steps, and they're considering signing up to be a coach? What would you tell them?
First thought is spirit talking to you. Second thought is you second guessing yourself. That is one of the foundations that I teach everyone. So if you are feeling the call, the pull to I want to work with Denise, do it. You want to work with me, do it. It's whoever you're called to, whoever the energy, the people that you like that you want to work with, and then stick to it. Do it. Do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Got to get it done. Okay.
Say yes to that first thought, that first whispering. The insecurity comes next, and it's a part of the game, right? I don't know anybody that confidently says yes the first time for anything, right? We always are learning and growing. So that insecurity, that second guessing is just a part of the game, but that doesn't mean we have to listen to it. I love that advice. Listen to that first thought. All
in divine timing, all in divine order, divine flow code.
Amen. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Angie, for your time today. I'm so excited for your clients to get in the dream life flow or the dream Flow Code and Divine Flow Code. Sorry.
That is fine. I know we combined our stuff.
The Divine Flow Code. All her links I'll put here in the first comment, you guys. So check her out. Thank you, Angie, for saying yes and being a part of our beautiful community. You are an amazing coach, and I look forward to seeing all that you create.
Thank you.
An awesome day, you guys. If you are interested in becoming a Dream Life coach as well, be sure to comment coach below, and I'll get you all the details. Talk soon.